I was just saying, I don't want people to remap. Like, a lot of people say it would be fine if you could just do it in game, but I don't want it in game because that's still changing the game. Like, that's the issue I have with it, is like changing the fucking game. I don't want people to be able to do that. We're playing an old game, so let's play the old game, you know? I just want to play Melee. I want to play the Melee that I got into, that made me love it. And I want to value the technical aspects of the game without adding things that make it easier in any way. You're against Zump? I hate that shit, yeah. I hate, like, all the mod stuff. I think it's really dumb. How is Zump easier than doing Claw? It's just like you have access to it all the time. And also, I think the thing with Claw that's cool is that it's like you are learning to learn this weird shit to get around, like, how the controller is. I'm also against Zumping, but you can't really make an argument against it without also being against box controllers. I actually disagree. I think we banned so many things in this community off of fucking vibes in the first place, like wobbling and fucking items and whatever, that, like, at the end of the day, we can just decide to do it. You know, if there's a new thing being introduced that people feel bad about, we can just say, you know what, we don't want this. I don't think anything will get done, because it's just like, majority of the top players don't like this stuff, and it's been, like, pretty known for a while, and nothing really gets done. So, like, I don't think anything will actually happen, but, like, I'm just voicing my opinion on why I don't like it. Because I just think it goes against a big aspect of why I got into Melee, which is we are playing this old game, learning to work around old limitations, and it's a very technical game that's, like, you know, doing techniques and whatever. It's, like, impressive, you know? And I just think that, like, shit like Z-Jump and Box and, like, all this stuff, it's just, like, the stuff that makes things easy. I don't like it. I think it goes against that. Like, that was the appeal for me, or a big appeal for me. Obviously, I still like the game and shit, but yeah. Okay, but UCF makes things easier and modifies the game. Yeah, but no one's saying we shouldn't use UCF. Again, it's like literally 95% of people who play Melee, probably more, want UCF. It's not a controversial thing. So it doesn't really matter. Like there's not anyone who's like, I don't want to play on UCF. It's like we all do just want to play on UCF because it's just better. And it doesn't like necessarily make things easier. Just some controllers were able to do things easier than others, and it like evens that field. To me, it's just like, I don't know, if it's like a unanimous thing, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, if literally everybody agrees, let's do this, then it's just like, let's just fucking do it. We don't need to, like, we don't even really need to have, like, any fucking, like, logic to it. It's just like if it's just what everyone wants to do, I just don't see the problem doing it in a grassroots game that, like, we kind of just make the decisions. I know some people would get really tight at that opinion, probably, but, like, it's just the opinion I have. We are, like, adding a thing that a big group of people don't want to add. To me, it's just, like, different than, like, I don't know, a UCF or whatever. And, like, obviously some people don't want to get rid of it, but, like, a lot of people never fucking wanted this shit in the first place, myself included. It's dumb to be controversial, and it's not new either. Button remapping has been in Smash since 2008. What, are you saying, like, Z-jumping is dumb to be controversial? Well, fucking, how about you go play this fucking Smash from 2008, buddy? You don't have to play this one. You can fucking play the one with button remapping, man. It's just we're playing this game that we have been playing for like 2 decades, and we pride ourselves on it being like an old game, you know? And if that's not what you're saying, my bad, but it's just how it's coming off. Like, to me, the appeal is this is like an old game. I don't care if like games nowadays have like button remapping. This isn't a game from nowadays. This is a game from 2001, and guess what? It doesn't have button remapping. Games nowadays also have like DLC and shit, so we may as well just play like the Wolf and whatever. It maybe would be a different story if a big part of this game wasn't like, you know, people were watching like how fast is Melee videos and like taking in like the content that really glazes how technical it is. Like, I think that would maybe make it a little bit different, but that's how people grew up on this game, and that's how people got into it and shit. And it's just like doing things that make it easier, or just it really goes against like that, you know? And that's not how everyone views the game, of course, but it's how a lot of people view the game and got into the game, and it was like appeal to them. So obviously a lot of people who did really value those like aspects are pretty annoyed when something like Z-jumping happens. I mean, I agree, I don't think they ever are, but I don't think we have to like do that argument, because I think at a certain point it's like the box is like has been around for so long and it's here to stay. Ultimately, like, so many people do play on the box, it's hard to get rid of, and it's also a thing that can be like nerfed. Like, I think ideally the box is nerfed to be worse than controller, or the same as controller, but like on the safe side probably end up being like worse. And like, I agree, because that's like the argument people use, but ultimately, yeah, I just think we can fucking vibe space shit. Like, if something is killing the vibe, which I feel like Z-jump very obviously is killed the vibe. A lot of people are pretty fucking annoyed about it. I think it's a thing where it's just like we can, as a community, be like, okay, we all agree that this sucks. It's like literally the only thing in like Melee history where we're like, well, we did this and like, so we have to do this, and like we're trying to like logic it. It's like wobbling, we didn't do any of that shit. We weren't like, we were just like, this shit sucks. This shit sucks and it's killing the vibe and people don't want to play against it, so we're fucking banning it. I feel like Zump and wobbling are not comparable. I mean, like, I don't think that they're super comparable, but I'm just saying the decision-making process is. Like, I'm just using it as an example of like how the community has made decisions in the past. I'm not saying Z-jump equals wobbling, because it's like one of the biggest decisions we've made. Same with like, you know, when we did like Unfrozen Stadium, it was just like, we just fucking like did it, didn't we? It was like a vibes-based thing. And the reason that people talk about Z-Jump more than box is because at the top it's just more prevalent. Because we do play against Z-Jump more than we play against the box. I don't really play against a ton. Like, I'm playing against a box player right now, ironically enough. But, like, there's not, like, a ton of box players at the top. But there's, like, multiple people who use, like, Z-Jump or R-Jump or whatever, you know? I know that's, like, a big argument people use. I actually don't like that argument. Because that argument infringes on me being okay with everybody fucking Z-Jumping if it was just accessible to everybody. When in reality, that's just, like, not the case. Like, I would think that's fucking whack, too. Now, I know some people would think it's more okay, but personally, I don't. Thoughts on notching? I think it's dumb. I have notches, but, like, they were around since, what, like, I don't even know when they became legal. But I didn't get them until 2021. Despite everyone using them for years, because in my head I was like, this shit's stupid and surely it's gonna get banned, right? And then, you know, it just never happened. So eventually I'm like, I'm just at a disadvantage and I need to get this because, like, it's just everyone has it, you know? Like, I think notches are so dumb. It's like so obviously dumb too. I don't like when like the conversation goes to notches too, because I feel like it's just like what ends up happening is people are like, instead of caring about Z-Jump, you should care about notches. Then it's just like the conversation gets nowhere because now we're talking about like two different things or whatever. And if the take is just, hey, I think these two things are both dumb, then that's fine. But I don't like when it goes to just like notches. That's like a different conversation. Or it can't be the same conversation if your take is just everything's dumb. Melee will stay dying until y'all figure out how to decide stuff other than endless. Oh, I agree. I think it's obnoxious. I mean, I rage quit like every fucking Discord I was in because I just realized that things were not changing in a way or like at a pace that I like in terms of like this kind of stuff. But I was just like crashing out because I'm like, you know, we would have like meetings and nothing happens, or, you know, XYZ, nothing happens. I give my opinion on something, nothing happens. And I'm like, at the end of the day, like, I was just like, for my own health, my own sanity, I just need to leave this shit. Like, if we banned everything, then like, whatever. I just think that banning boxes is pretty hard to do now in the grand scheme. Like, we're at a point where like, it is very difficult to like ban boxes. And I think that ultimately, like, so many people play on boxes that like, if we can just like get boxes to a point where people don't hate them anymore, even if it's like, okay, even if they can instant aerial, if we can nerf them in a way where it's just like people overall can agree like this shit is like the same as controller or worse, so probably a little bit worse, then like I am very okay with having like box shit too. But at the end of the day, if people don't like a thing, we can just like ban a thing, and we can have some inconsistencies and it's fine, because I think having change that ultimately makes people fucking happy but is maybe a little bit inconsistent is worth doing, other than just having fucking like debate bro arguments of like, well, we can't do this because like this, you know, decision tree and this it's just like I feel like at the end of the day, it's just like making a change that's gonna make like some people happier is just like better, and then we can like tackle other stuff as we go. But I think that like not making changes because of like tiny little like logical, I don't know. I know some people would think I'm like fucking dumb and barbaric for that. Again, I've said it, but like I feel like making some kind of change is just probably better than nothing, you know, if people are as frustrated as they like obviously kind of are. And like in a, you know, in a perfect world, having like everything be perfectly sound and like logical and fucking, you know, whatever, like is great. But also at the end of the day, we're playing a 20-year-old Nintendo game for children that the company doesn't even want us to fucking play. I think having a little bit of logical inconsistency in our rules is like perfectly okay if people are like happy with it and we're just willing to adapt. Like if other things come up where people are pissed, we can like adapt. I think just taking issues like one at a time and just like doing that is just better. And again, make it clear, it has nothing to do with like Cody or anything, because I know that's the thing I've been hearing. That's the thing I've been hearing. People only feel this way because we're losing to Cody. It's not the truth. I hated notches back in the day. I just don't like this kind of stuff. The reason it gets brought up so much is because of Cody, because he's the best player, so it's in our face more. But it's not... I don't dislike it because of Cody. I dislike it because I just feel like it like changes the game in a way I don't like. And I think it's like just important to say that. The analogy I was saying yesterday was like, you know, if you go to a concert, like why don't they just play the album off the speaker? Because like, you know what they were trying to play anyway. The reason you go to a concert is because you want to see them play the hard-ass solo and appreciate the effort they put in to do this thing that's very hard, and listen to the piece of art that you appreciate and like see them do it live and just appreciate the fact that they can use their instrument and their tool like this well. Why do we make people do free throws in basketball? We know they're trying to make the fucking basket. It's like easy enough. Like they'd probably play a little bit longer if we didn't make them do that. Like RSI, we're just making them get RSI by having to shoot longer, dude. We know what they're trying to do. Like why don't we just fucking give it to them? It's easy, and like they're gonna get injured less. It's more ergonomic if they don't have to do it anyway. Just give them the points when they get fouled. Like it's just like, it's fucking ludicrous, man. It's absolutely fucking ludicrous. The execution's like a part of the thing. I like to think I'm making some sense, even if people disagree with me. Even if fiction wants to box me for my opinion. And he thinks I'm stupid. And a pussy with a huge ego. Your words, not his. What about fiction? It's actually funny enough, man. That's his words. I want to personally call every single top player a bitch for their Z-Jump opinion. Sanctity of the game, my ass. It all comes from laziness and trying to protect the most fragile ego babies Earth ever produced. Can't handle a couple losses to Cody just because he's annoying, then quit. I would say fight me over it, but basically every player in the top 10 turned down Lud to box each other because they were so absolutely terrified down to their weak little souls of publicly losing outside the one space in life they know how to succeed in. I wasn't like putting words in the mouth. That's like how it reads to me. Ultimately, it's just like a crash out. Like I'm not looking at that being like, oh my God, like this guy wants to, like I'm not taking it like serious. But that's the issue, is I'm not taking any of it serious. Because like why the fuck would I like think this thing is like legit when like that's like the argument being said? It's like I'm not taking that part serious, but I'm not taking a single bit of it serious because it's just fucking like clown behavior. Ultimately, if people disagree, if that's like the decision that ultimately people come to of like, fuck it, we actually do all want this thing and I'm the odd one out, then I would just eat it and suck it up. But it's just, that's the thing, is it's just not the case. And even if that were the case, this would still be my opinion and I have a right to this opinion. It doesn't mean I'm mad about losing to Cody Schwa. It doesn't mean like anything other than like I just don't like this. And I think it makes execution easier in a game where execution is like a big barrier and a big part of it and a big way that people express their skill in this thing, you know? It's a very important aspect of it. Another fiction tweet, this one's from today. There's just nothing left to say to Z-Jump banners at this point. The game is 25 years old and you genuinely think the difference between you and the best Fox player in the world is that an X button has been moved a few centimeters. Lol. Yep, that's just not the case. Look in the mirror. Generally, your brains are cooked. Yeah, I mean, I think the only reason that the fiction ones I keep pulling up is just because he's actually being such a dick in them. He's actually just like, you guys are stupid. I would love to fight you, but you guys are pussies with a huge ego and you're dumb and you have brainworms and you're... It's just like, you're like... Aren't you like in your 30s, bruh? Like... It's, I think it's just like, what are we doing? Like, it just doesn't have to be, you just don't have to try to like attack it. Like, it's just like, now you might get, I don't care. I hate when especially like amongst the top players, because random people are going to say whatever. You know, at the end of the day, random people are going to say whatever. They're going to sling insults. It doesn't really matter. But I just think it's like, people can dislike this thing and it's fine without trying to like get personal with like, oh, you guys, your egos, you are pussies, and like, you know, if you weren't pussies, then I would have beat your ass in this it's just like, it's just, you just like, I don't know, it's fucking pathetic.